So put on the blindfold. That's really, really good. Wait for the cutscenes, so I press escape. So I skip them all. Yes. I make sure my items are set up correctly the way I want them, which is the sword in the main hand and the staff in the offhand. And all of this has audio cues. Wait, I should probably just turn on the sound, right? Yeah, like this. We get the finger because we need that to be able to open the door. Then we go to the door. That's really good. Yeah, all of this is, like, this is so clean. I have nothing to add here. Nothing I could have done better. Basically, this jump, either you need to do 5 or 4. It's just RNG sometimes with the way you break the box. But you can always hear it when you fall, so it's fine. Do the camera setup here, it just makes going over the bridge so much easier because you're not at an angle. And because we have to wait for the boss to kill us, we can do some camera setups here. Basically, we turn off the setting we turned on previously. Makes, yeah, just saves a little bit of time. Get killed pretty quickly here. Not perfect because he misses a few attacks, but it's fine. Once we get into the grave, I skip the cutscenes. Get the pop-ups out of the way when we do 11 dashes, and then we go diagonally to the door. Reset the camera. And then we set ourselves up against the wall here. So basically we dash into the hallway and then we dash to the right. So that means we're in the same spot every time. And from there we can just get to the elevator by counting dashes, which I think is 11 and 8. It's really, really good. That's good. Oh wait. Oh yeah. I also have my mic here. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, that's really, really good. This just sets us up to run straight to the door again. If we dash one too many times, this is, yeah, we just fall off the elevator and you can just reset from there because I don't have setups to get back to the lever, right? Also, it's so early in the run that I don't mind resetting for things like this. Go straight to the idol here. Let's just, yeah, count the amount of dashes and do it. The setup we have to get for the church is really nice because here we do a few dashes to line ourselves up, then we can just run in a straight line and beat count how many, beat count the running animation basically. So once we fall down, I'll beat count to, I think 35 is like the optimum, but you can always get bounced by sheep, so I think I do like 40 here, so that's really good. And we'll end up at the church, like at the wall of the church, and then we can do 6 dashes to the left, 6 dashes to the forward, 6 dashes to the right, and we should be at the grace. So that's what I end up doing. And it just works. On the last forward dash here, we will hear the pop-up for the grace, and that's when I know if I'm like in the right spot. So here, yeah, there we go. If I don't hear that, then I know I'm misaligned and I just have to go back to the other grace and then try again. We reset the camera by teleporting, because we usually are a bit off. It's not 100% consistent with the dash length. It's really close, but it's not consistent. So it's always a good idea for like long distance travel to at least travel to the next race. Oh well, travel back to the race and reset everything. Here we do the camera trick again to line ourselves up correctly. And here we're actually traveling a very far distance, and we can get bounced by trees and animals and enemies. So yeah, I'm doing this slowly just to make sure that everything is set up correctly. As you can see, the camera travels a little bit when we dash to the side, and we don't want that to affect the movement in any way. Yeah, so I'm just chilling now, hanging out, just beat counting. You hear like the swoosh in the grass, and I'm counting that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I just count to, I think, 70, which ends up being a bit overkill here. But yeah, I think 65 might have been fine. But it basically gets us against the wall in the ruins, and we hear the ruin pop up, which means we're in the correct spot. And yeah, then we just do some more camera setup, and then we get to the grace. You can actually see the rays of the grace over here to the left above my camera, like up here. And that's where we have to go. It doesn't matter if we're like really precise here, because there's this wall straight ahead of us that we can just get bounced off. So we're not actually lined up correctly at the grace, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, there we go. Here mess up a little bit. I should not travel back. I should just talk.
Oh wait,
to the
I shouldn't have
grace.
done that. I should have just talked to Melina.
They serve but you. I can play turning wood to aid you. You need to the foot. Then summon me. Ah, I bequeath. It will summon torrent. Treat him with.
Okay, here we equip the ring, and then I actually also use it. And that's just to make sure I didn't mess it up, right? Theoretically, you could not use the whistle here and then do the same, right? But it's just safety. So now we want to set up
This
for
way
later in the run.
tarnished. May I
Because we're
have
going to
a
use
word?
spirit summons, we need this item from Rani, which just allows us to summon spirits to help us later in the game.
I wasn't straight torrents. Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon the spirit. Now it is that.
Yeah, so now we travel back. Getting that item is really easy. You just do 6 dashes, turn, and then talk to her. The next item we want to get is a flail, because that can proc bleed. We need that to kill a big enemy and get a lot of souls very early in the game. The setup I have here just makes sure we get into this corner every time. And of course the horse is the fastest way of travel, so that's why we use that. The setup to the next race is a bit finicky because depending on like camera movement and stuff like that, it can get a bit messed up. Even though we have like technically fixed camera.
Wait, was it 2 or 3? I think it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. Okay.
Yeah, even though we have like fixed camera, it's not really fixed camera because it moves slightly even when you turn it off and on, and yeah, it's just annoying. So this is a bit inconsistent, which is also why you see me take my time with it to hopefully make it more consistent. But yeah, it just ends up working this time. I think it might be like a 60-70% success rate.
Nice. Oh man, this is so good.
So now we want to get the flail. There are enemies guarding it. We have to kill one of them, and then we can run away from the other before he kills us, if we do it correctly. We do some more camera setups. The nice thing with the horse travel, horse movement, is because if you call the horse without having any inputs, you'll be blocked from doing any other inputs, which basically means we can buffer inputs while blindfolded. So we start sprinting at the first frame that it is possible to do so on turn, which basically means it's consistent every time, right? If I just do the inputs correctly. And here we get the flail, and you can see the second enemy coming towards us. Oh, okay, we actually got the good range here. So he's very slowly
Nice,
approaching.
we got it. That's really good.
The third and final item we have to get before we progress the game is the whetstone knife. That means we can actually equip skills in the game. Basically every weapon has a skill, and we can equip it. We can only equip it by using this item, which is called the whetstone knife. So it's a very important item for us to get, because we're going to use skills a lot later in the game. Luckily we have the setup where we just do a few amount of dashes, and then it allows us to run in a straight line, then buffer or jump off the horse, and then we can just run straight down and get the item. Just run past all of the enemies, which is really good. See, we get it there. We teleport back, and that's as far as I've gotten for now, at least with practice.
Woo! Man, that was so good. That was so good. How long did that take? That was like so fucking good though.
Yeah, I think that was like 12 minutes, which is amazing for this early game. I did not expect to be able to do all of that in 12 minutes when I started routing this.